the first question that they're gonna ask you will be what's the difference between lookup and master detail? Okay. Second will be what is hierarchical relationship? What is hierarchical relationship? Okay. And the third one is that basic question will be what is lookup? Sorry, the limits of lookup. The limits of relationships. Okay. Now it's my question now. How many relationships we can create in an, let's say, per object? How many relationships we can create per object? 4. No.
40 lookup and 2
Yes.
master detail. 2 master detail and 40 lookups.
2 master detail and 40 lookups. So we can create up to 42 relationships, right? Right. Let me show you something here. Okay. Here, let's say you went to an object. Okay. Object called account. Okay. Now here you will find something called object limits. Okay. Object limits. Click on it. Here you can see, if you see the relationships, like custom relationship fields. Okay. Custom relationship fields. You see this very closely. Limit is of 40. Okay. Limit is 40. You can create up to 40 relationships. Okay. You can create up to only 40 relationships. Okay. Now 40 lookup create chestara. And they just 40 relationship you can create, but you cannot create 2 master detail. ఎందుకంటే ఒకసారి 40 క్రియేట్ చేశారు అనుకోండి 40 lookups. Okay, there is no space to create master details. Okay, because limit is 40. Okay, object ki limit is 40, where you can create 40 lookups. Okay, now you can create let's say you want to create master detail also. Okay, now you want to create master detail also, then you have to create 38 lookups and 2 master details. Okay, then you will be able to create 38 lookups and 2 master details. Okay, anyways, limit is 40. You cannot exceed this limit. Clear? 40 relationships. Now 38 can be lookup possibilities. Okay, and lookups and 2 master details. Okay, 40 lookups and no master details. Okay, these are the 2 possibilities that you can achieve. Okay, now so what are the limits of relationship? One day you can create 40 lookup relationship, you can create 2 master detail relationship per object. But if someone asks you what is the limit of relationship per object, they are 40. Okay, you can create up to 40. అందులో 38 lookup, 2 master detail కావచ్చు, లేదంటే 40 lookups కావచ్చు. Okay. Now what is hierarchical relationship? ఎలాగా? వదులుకోవచ్చు, దట్స్ అప్ టు us. కాకపోతే లిమిట్ అంతవరకు. Now coming to the second question, what is hierarchical relationship?
It is a self relationship.
Nice. It's a self relationship. Now what does it mean by self relationship?
It will be only the child and it will only act as a parent.
Nice.
Child and parent object.
Nice. What is self relationship? Object act like a parent and child, and a object act like a parent and child itself act like a parent and child is known as
Hierarchical.
self relationship. If you ask me, what is the self relationship here? Hierarchical relationship. And now hierarchical relationship can be created only in a user object. Okay, hierarchical can be created only in a user object. Now what if I want to make a self relationship to a custom object? Okay, custom object lo I want to create a self relationship. For example, let's say you people see this. We have banks, right? We have banks. Now let's say parent bank for every bank is RBI. Parent bank for every bank is RBI, right? So I want to create that self relationship here. Self relationship I want to create. Okay, నేను ఒక self relationship create చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాను, right? So ఇక్కడ let me go to setup, edit object. Okay, edit object, fields and relationship. Let me click on new. Is there any hierarchical relationship? Is there
No.
any hierarchical relationship? No. So how to create it now? Nice. Right. Let's try creating this using master detail once. Okay, using master detail. See here. Now which object I need to relate? Bank itself, right? Because that's the parent and that's the child. Self relationship. Now let me search for bank. Do I have bank here?
No.
No. Okay, let me go back. Now let me select the lookup. Next. Now see, we search for bank. Do I have bank here? Yes. So using this bank, next. So my field label will be parent bank. Parent bank. Okay. So next. I'm giving permissions. Let's say I'm specifying permissions here. Next. Save. Let me see now. We go refresh the page. Okay. Right. New. I got it here, right? I got it here. Let's say here. Let me create a bank first. Let me create a bank called RBI. Save. Okay. Now let me go to the banks. Create a new bank. Okay. ఏదో ఒక బ్యాంక్ పేరు చెప్పండి, మీకు నచ్చిన బ్యాంక్. SBI నా?
Axis.
Axis మ్యామ్ యువర్ లైక్ ఫైన్. సో ఇక్కడ పేరెంట్ బ్యాంక్ లో where it is going, when I click on it, where it is searching, it's searching in the bank object, right? That's nothing but your self relationship, right? It's not going to other object, it's going to its own object, right? Bank. Now let me click on RBI and save it. Done. So the point to remember here is to create a self object, to create a self relationship, in a custom object, we have to use which relationship? Lookup relationship. Okay. We have to use lookup relationship to create a self relationship in a custom object. Right? Clear now? Now, okay, we'll see the differences too. But before that, I want to know you people are aware of loosely coupled and the strongly coupled, right? Loosely means if you delete the parent, your child will also delete.
Child won't get
Right.
deleted.
Yes. In loosely, your child will not get deleted, but in strongly coupled, your child will get deleted, right? Now, you people tell me here. You people tell me which relationship it is. Account. Okay. There is an account called Salesforce. There is an account called Salesforce here. Okay. Now, let me go to contact. I'm creating a new contact called Rupa. Okay, I'm creating a new contact called Rupa, and here when I click on it, I'm going to which object? Account object, right? Account object. And here let me search for Salesforce. Yes, got the same. Same. Okay. You understand the process what I did, right? I went to
Yes.
contact where I've created one new contact which is associated to Salesforce, right? Nice, nice. Let me go to accounts, Salesforce. Okay. See how many child we have. One is Padmavati Kumari. Okay. Another one is Rupa. Right. Now let me delete this account. Delete this account. I'm deleting, right? Before deleting, let me create another one. You people observe, please. Here, I'm creating something called Ganesh. Okay. I'm not specifying this. I'm not specifying this, and I'm saving the record. Okay, this can be done in lookup or master detail. Lookup, because that is not mandatory. That was not mandatory, right? We go to Salesforce. Let me delete this cell. Done, deleted. Now let me go to contacts. Is Rupa here?
No.
No, right? Right. There was there was one more called Padmavati, right? Is that available here? No, right? So if you delete the parent, here your child is also getting deleted, right? Which relationship it is? Master detail.
Master detail.
Master detail, right? So now you people tell me what's the relationship between the account and contact? Is it master detail or is it lookup? Lookup, huh?
మాస్టర్ డీటెయిల్
Lookup అయితే parent delete చేస్తే మా child ఉండాలి కదా. Child is also deleting, right? Child is also getting deleted, right? Now let's say when I click on new, now let's assume that is master detail relation. Okay. Now without Shivamani, let's say Shivamani, without specifying this, I'm able to save the record, right? Now which property it is? Lookups property, right? Lookups property, right? Now you tell me which is the what is the relation? If you see this in background, now if you go to edit object, field and relationship.
External.
Yes. Someone saying something, Rishi?
Maybe it's an external look.
No. External lookup means something outside of your Salesforce. Okay, that's nothing to do with the inside of your Salesforce. Here, contact is inside, right? That's a Salesforce property. Now, if you see account name here, what is the relationship here? Lookup relationship, right? But again, it is also having master detail property, right? Right. Now here, this is the point where we call these relationships are known as these standard relationships are known as cascading relationships. Cascading relationships. Okay. Cascading relationship. Now this means cascading relationship means it is also having lookup and master detail property, both the properties. Okay. If you delete the parent, its child will get deleted. At the same time, it is not mandatory to specify the parent record. Adavaina? Right. So that's all we have in the relationship. Okay. Now let's see the differences. Now you people have to tell me the differences now. Lookup. Another one is master detail, right? Master detail. Now, right. The first differences that you observed is the first difference that you people have observed is so one by one. Anyone online? First one is very
Lookup is loosely coupled, whereas master detail is strongly coupled.
right. It is loosely coupled, whereas let me do one thing just a moment. Why is it getting bold? Loosely coupled. Here, master detail is strongly coupled. Okay. Next difference. Right. Nice. Lookup is not mandatory, whereas master detail is mandatory. Okay. Next.
We can create up to 40 relationships. in
240
lookup.
or 40?
40.
Achha, you said 2 for master detail, right? 40 relationships. 40 relationships per object, right? Per object, whereas here 2 relationships
Only 2.
per object. Nice. Inka, next. If you delete the parent, child will get deleted, right? That is what your loosely and strongly coupled means, right? Strongly coupled means if you delete the parent, child will get deleted. Loosely coupled means if you delete the parent, child won't get deleted, right? Right. Next difference, please. Yeah. Nice. Can be created in standard objects. Here, master detail cannot be created. Cannot be created in standard objects. Next. Inka. Other things and all things. Bub. Right. Can be created even if they are the
Records are exist.
records already exist. the object, right? Cannot be created, right? Cannot be created if they are existing records in the object. If there are existing records in the object. Next. నెక్స్ట్ ఇంకా ఇంకేం అబ్జర్వ్ చేశారు మీరు? ఇందాకే చూసాం, ఇప్పుడే చూసాం.
Self relationship.
Nice. Self relationship, right? Self relationship can be created in custom object. In the custom object. Okay. Here we cannot be created in custom object using master detail using lookup. Okay. ఇంకా ఇంకేమైనా ఉన్నాయా? అయిపోయినాయా? ఉన్నాయా? Profile permissions. Lookup lo we can specify the profiles, right? We can specify the profiles, profile visibility. Okay, here it has to visible to all the profiles, right? It has to visible to all the profiles. Now this is more than enough actually. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 we got, right? We got the 7 differences, right? If your HR is going to ask you something on this, you will be for sure will able to answer these 7. At least if you answer this loosely coupled, strongly coupled, this limits, okay, and self relationship, okay, is more than enough. Interview paranga, this is more than enough. If you specify loosely coupled, this point, okay, let me highlight this. If you specify this point, this limitations point in an interview, okay, and self relationship point is more than enough. Now, you people tell me, can I convert one cell, or can I convert a lookup to master detail? Can I convert a lookup to master detail? Is that possible?
Yes, it is possible.
Nice. Can I convert a master detail to a lookup?
No.
No.
That's also possible, but again, see, if you want to convert a lookup to master details, all the values should be filled. For example, here if you see this SBI, banks, we have one more object, right? Transactions. Okay, don't have the transactions. New. Okay, it is related to bank, right? It is associated to the bank. Let's say there is one transaction happening. For example, let's say phone pay transaction. Okay, let's say that's a phone pay transaction is what happening, and here I'm not specifying here. I'm not specifying any bank. Okay, now let's say I'm going and I'm giving the contact because these two are the mandatory relationship. These two are the mandatory relationship. Let me say amount is required, I guess, I believe, right? Save. Okay. Now you people see here. I'll go to transaction. Okay. I will edit this object. I'm going to transaction now. Here. Here. Fields and relationship. Is this field? Yes. Lookup to bank, right? We go to here. Bank. Here. Let me try to just click on edit. Here I am trying to change the field type. Okay, I'm trying to change the field type right now. Let's say from lookup to master detail. Is this possible? Right? This is not possible here, right? This is not happening. Let me go back, give some detail. Let me fill this detail. SBI. Save. Go back. Let me refresh the page. Need to cancel. Sorry. Bank, right? Bank. Edit. Change field type. Am I able to do? Why? Sorry? No. That's not the reason. You know why? Because we already have two master details. If you see here, we already have two master details, one with contact, one with account, right? Now, even if you try to create a new master detail, it is not possible because we reach the limit, right? Here we reach the limit. Okay, let me just remove this again. See. Now here, so one more important point here. Note, okay, this is really important. If you have two master detail relationship in an object, then that object is known as junction object. Then that object is known as junction object. Okay. If you have two master detail relationship. నాకు ఇప్పుడు మీరు చెప్పండి ఉన్న పలంగా మనకు ఉన్నాయి కదా ఇవి కాంటాక్ట్స్ బ్యాంక్స్ we have these many objects, right? Which among these is junction? Bank? Transaction, obviously, right? Because here we are in transaction we have two master details, right? Two master details, one with the contact and another one with the account. Now first let's do something. Let's do this. Let me convert one master detail to lookup. Okay, first account, right? This is your master detail, right? Account, that's your master detail. You go to accounts. Okay, edit, and here let me change the type to lookup, right? Next, we save. Updating records, done. Now look, account is your lookup relationship, right? Account is your lookup relationship. Now let me make bank a master detail relationship. Okay, I'm going to bank, edit, change field type. Okay, now I'm able to convert into master detail, right? Master detail. Next, now you people tell me, is this possible now to convert this bank, okay, this relationship, bank relationship, okay, to master detail? Will it get converted? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, but we have to give the bank details. Means we have to select the record.
Nice. Okay, let me demonstrate that first. Okay, next. Okay, bank, let's say bank is the name. Click on save, see what's happening. Cannot create master detail. You know why? You know why? Because here the value, there is no value in the bank. Okay. Master detail is a mandatory relationship, right? It's a mandatory relationship, which means it needs to have a value. It needs to have a value. అంటే ఇక్కడ లోపల ఏదో ఒకటి మనం పెట్టాలి, వాల్యూ ఉండాల్సిందే. ఓకే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ హియర్ SBI is the value that I'm keeping. Say, okay, let me check for other ones as well, other records. Okay, there is only one record. Fine. Now let me try it. It object, edit object, fields and relationship is the bank. Edit, change field type, master detail. Now I'm changing it from lookup to master detail, right? Next, save, done. Now bank is your master detail, right? When you can convert your master detail to lookup, at the same point you can also convert lookup to master detail, but with one condition. Your all the values should be filled. Okay, no record should be with null value. No record should be with null value. Okay. Now today we'll see. Today we'll see. So let me post a project in your group first. NAS patch 11. Right. You people got the project, right? We'll discuss about it. Now here today we'll also cover something called roll-up summary. Something called roll-up summary. Okay. Now, roll-up summary means summary of the child's, okay, summary of the child in an parent object. Summary or the details, summary or the details of the children's in a parent object, right? Now you people tell me, here I'm saying, okay, it has to be a summary or the details of the child in the parent object, right? So where I have to create this roll-up summary, on the parent or on the child's object? Summary gaani, detail gaani, children's detail gaani, parent object lo undaలని చెప్తున్నాను నేను, right? Parents should know about their children's, right? Children, right? Now where I have to create this? In a parent object or in a child object?
Child object.
When I say parents should know about the children, right? So I have to create this in a parent, right? I have to create this in a parent. Now this one note which is important. We always create roll-up summary only in a parent object with master detail relationship. With master detail relationship, which means You cannot create roll-up summary if the relationship between parent and child is lookup relationship. Okay, it can be created only in the master detail relationship. For example, now you people see here. Right here we have something called bank. Okay, here we also have something called transaction, right? We have both. Now, what's the relationship here? With bank, there is a master detail relationship, right? With bank, there is a master detail relationship. But if you see, there is one thing else, something else. Okay. With the account, it's a lookup relationship, right? Now here, what's the parent object? Child object.
Transaction.
What's the parent object? Bank and account. Okay. What's the child object to it? Transaction, right? Transaction, right? Now, you people tell me what's the relationship between these two? For here, which relationship it is? To bank and transaction, which relationship it is? Bank ki transaction ki relationship undandi?
Master.
Detail.
What relationship? Lookup or master detail? Master detail.
Master detail.
Right. Master detail. See here, bank is having master detail, whereas account is having lookup. Okay. D secure lookup. Okay. Master detail and the lookup. Now let me go to account object manager. Let me go to the account object. Okay. Fields and relationship. Okay. Here new. Okay. New roll-up summary undi kada, right? Roll-up summary. Next, let me give the name. Transactions. Let's say transaction. Let's say number of transactions. Next. Right. Here I need to select one object. Account is having so many child objects. Okay. Account is having so many child objects. So now I have to select what object? Child. A object select చేయాలి. Account కి చాలా child objects ఉన్నాయి కదా, right? Now we are dealing with transaction, right? So ఏ object select చేయాలి నేను?
Transaction.
Right? Here, is there any object called transaction here? Is the transaction available? No, right?
No.
Why? What's the reason?
It's auto generated.
What can be the reason? Wow. But there is one relationship between account and transaction, right? So what's the reason? Why am I not getting this transaction? Okay. Okay. For you people, let me go to bank now. Okay. Bank. I'm into bank. New. Roll-up summary. Okay. Let's say number of transaction here. Okay. Right. Here I have the object called transaction. So why bank is having this object? Why not in account? Why bank is having transaction? Why not in account?
Because account is a standard object.
Okay.
So we cannot create standard object, custom object.
No,
We can create custom.
No.
Okay.
No. Account ki transaction ki lookup relationship undi, right? Bank ki transaction ki master detail relationship undi, right? Now the golden rule is you cannot
We can
create
create
lookup summary if the relationship between parent and child is lookup relationship, right? నేను ఇక్కడ ఏం క్రియేట్ చేయబోతున్నా roll-up summary, right? I was creating roll-up summaries right there, right? So since the relationship between account and transaction is lookup, the transaction was not appearing. Okay, అందుకే మనకు అక్కడ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ కనిపించలేదు. అదే మనం బ్యాంక్ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ ని చూసుకుంటే యూజింగ్ మాస్టర్ డీటెయిల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ పాసిబుల్ కాబట్టి వి గాట్ ద ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ ఇన్ బ్యాంక్. Right?
Where in this relationship is program relationship?
No, look, see, where you can see, your question is where you can see the relationship, right?
I think this is not a master relationship, master relationship, but it's even just not.
Yes, yes. Since ఇక్కడ account account and transaction is not master detail, that's why we are not getting transaction here. Okay, since bank and transaction is master detail, we are getting transactions here. Clear?
Clear.
Okay. Now, while creating roll-up summaries, these are the types of roll-up summary. Okay, these are the roll-up summary type. Okay, roll-up types. Fine. Here. Now here, first one is count. Okay, second one is sum, minimum and maximum. Okay, we'll discuss it. About it. Now before that, let me tell you, there is a bank. Okay, and we are having transactions. Okay, is a bank and the transactions. Let's say a bank called SBI, okay, which is making 3 transactions, let's say, okay, which is making 3 transactions using PhonePe, okay, and inka regular ga vaadedi Google Pay, Paytm karo, right? Paytm, okay. Now let's say there is another bank which is doing let's say HDFC, okay, which is having the same 3 transactions, let's say, okay, let's say only 2 transactions, it's not 3. Okay, now there is one other bank called, all right, like chinna bank పేర్లు చెప్తా. Now ICICI using only PhonePe. Let's say there is only one transaction of PhonePe. Okay. Now transaction జరుగుతున్నాయి కానీ అమౌంట్ కూడా చెక్ చేయాలి కదా, right? We need the amount to, right? Using PhonePe, let's say 100. Okay. Using Google Pay 200. Paytm, let's say 150. Okay. Here PhonePe 50, Google Pay 25. Okay. Using PhonePe 1000. Okay. Now see here, they are, as we discussed, they are 4 roll-up types. Okay, they are 4 roll-up types. One is count, minimum, maximum, and sum. Right? Minimum, maximum, and sum. Okay, just give me a space. Just a minute. Now here, now for these three, count means it will count the number of records. Count means it will count the number of records associated to one bank. అంటే ఈ పేరెంట్ కి ఎన్ని చైల్డ్స్ ఉన్నాయో it will count. Okay, one parent has how many childs, that will be displayed on a count. Okay, that will be displayed on a count. For now, you people tell me, how many childs do this SBI have? 3, right? So the count will be nice 3, right? Now at the same point here, what's the count? 2. Okay, here what's the count? 1, right?
1.
Now minimum means, right, now minimum, this count only will work on records. Okay, whereas this minimum, maximum, sum will work on field, fields. Okay, here this is your, to display better, say here, this is your parent object, right? This is your child. Here field of child, right? Field of a child, and these are the roll-ups types. Okay, these are the roll-ups type. Clear? Now here, these three will work on fields, right? So minimum, it will search what is the minimum value in these 3 records. Okay, minimum will search the minimum value in these 3 records, whereas maximum will search the maximum value. Sum will add all the 3 values. Okay, for example, minimum amount, let's say I want to find minimum amount. Okay, so now what's the minimum amount here? Right?
100.
Right, nice. What's the maximum amount? Oh,
1,
right. What's the sum?
3,
2, 3, 4, 5. Right.
450.
Right, perfect. Right. So here, if you see the same time, what's the minimum?
25,
25.
What's the maximum?
250.
What's the
75,
sum?
75,
75.
75. Okay. Here, what's the minimum?
nothing. Minimum, maximum, same.
What's the maximum? 1000. What's the sum?
1000.
1000. People are really sharp. Right. Now, welcome. Right. So the golden rule is we always create relationship on which object? Parent or child?
Child object.
Child. Relationship on child, whereas roll-up summary on parent. Okay. Roll-up
Parent
summary on parent. Now, what is the parent object here? Among transaction and bank, what is the parent?
Bank.
Bank.
We go to bank. Okay. Bank key, we are selecting transaction. Okay. Transaction, right? Now I want to count. Okay. Before doing that, let me create the records. Here we have the banks. As we discussed, we have how many banks? SBI,
3,
HDFC, SBI, and
ICICI.
yes, ICICI, right? These are the 3 banks. ICICI is missing. Let me create that too. ICICI. Okay, save. Now we have 3 SBI. Let me delete this RBI. Just to avoid the confusion, can be there, but that's the problem with lightning. Won't affect fast. It won't work fast. Okay, fine. So as we discussed, we have 3 banks. Okay. Now let's do the transactions. There is already one transaction, right? Phone Pay, which is linked with SBI, right? What's the amount we discussed? Phone Pay lend అనుకున్నామండి 100, 200, 100 and 200 with Google Pay, right? So, Phone Pay is 100. Okay, let me have it here. So that we can create the records easily. Okay. So using Phone Pay, we have, and that is associated to SBI Bank, right? SBI Bank. Let me save. Done. We go to the transaction again. We create a new transaction. Let's say SBI Google transaction. Google Pay. Okay. What's the amount here? 200. 207 new. Oh, sorry. I need to specify the bank. SBI. Contact Ganesh. 7 new. We have one more bank, right? Sorry, we have one more transaction, that is Paytm. Say SBI Paytm. The amount is 150. Bank SBI Ganesh 7 new. Now let's say something SDFC Phone Pay. SDFC Phone Pay. The amount 50. Bank is SDFC, right? Contact person now. Now Ganesh cannot be all in SBI and SDFC. 7 new rules. Here Google Pay, right? SDFC Google Pay, and that's about 25. 25. The bank is again SDFC. Contact rows. Last one more record, that is your Phone Pay, ICICI Phone Pay. And the amount is 1,000. Right. Now let's associate it to ICICI. Here Anand. Okay. According to this data, if I go back, if I check the bank, it is the bank. Let me open the bank. If I click on SBI and then see the related, here I am having 3 transactions, right? According to this data, anyways, I need to have 3 records, right? Now, if I go back and see SDFC, here I'll be having 2 records, right? Right. In the same way, in the detail page, okay, there are 2 pages. One, this is your related, and this is your detail page. Okay. In detail page, I need to have those details. How many transaction is happening? Okay. What's the maximum transaction and what's the minimum transaction and what's the total transaction is happening? Okay. Here I want to know simple. Here I want to know. No. Total transaction. Okay. For example, here. Total transaction. Okay. Number of transactions. Okay. Then minimum transaction, or let's say maximum transaction. Now you people tell me which type I need to use it for total transaction and number of transactions. Which type do I need to use for total and number of transactions?
Count.
Yes, count for
Number of transactions.
For total transaction, it is sum.
nice. For total, it will be sum,
Some
whereas this number of transaction it will be
Count.
Count.
right. Minimum, obviously, name itself denotes,
Minimum.
right? That's minimum. And here, max. Right. Right. Now let's create that. And now here I'm into bank edit object, because roll-up summary should be created on a parent object. Here the parent object is your bank fields and relationship. Click on new. Okay. New roll-up summaries. Okay. Roll-up summary. Next, as we discussed, first one is total transaction, right? Total transactions. Next, now summarized object will be transaction, right? Now you tell me, what was the roll-up type?
Count.
Sum, right? Sum. And here, that's why I'm getting list of fields. List of fields. For example, here if I select count, here I won't get any field, because count will work on records. Anyways, it will check how many records. Okay. But this sum, minimum, maximum, it will work on fields. Right. Now here, which field I have to select? Amount. Let's say total total discount that they have given. Okay, total discount they have given, right? They want to know that total discount. Okay, then the field will be discount. Okay, let's say total quantity they have sold. Total quantity of product they have sold. Then they will choose this quantity option, right? As if now we want to know the total amount. That's why amount, right? Next, we'll see this filter, but not now. Next, right? Again, the fields, okay? Again, the profiles. Let me give it to everyone. Next, save and new, because I have more three to create. Again, roll up summary. Now, this time, number of transactions. Okay, let's say number of transactions. Right. Next, object will be transaction. Now, you guys count, right? Count. Next, 7 new. Roll up summaries. Now, this time, minimum transactions. Next, again the object. Now, you tell me minimum of what? Amount, right? So the field name would be total amount. Total amount sounds good. Okay. So here minimum amount and the maximum amount. Okay, because that is what we are working on a particular field. Okay, let's say minimum discount, then you can have minimum discount. That's a field name. Okay, here since we are using count, you have to pass the object name. Okay, if you're using count, you have to pass the object name because it will check the number of records. Go back. Minimum amount, let's say minimum amount. Minimum amount. Minimum amount, next. Minimum amount, next. Next. 7 name. Last one is left, maximum. Maximum amount. Maximum amount. Next. Transactions, maximum, and here you need to select one field. Amount. Next. Next. Save. Okay. Let me just rename this. Where is it? Where is it? Total transaction. Let me see here. Total transaction is a roll-up summary with this sum. Okay, with this sum. Whereas number of transaction is roll-up summary with count. Minimum roll-up summary with minimum, and the maximum record type. Let me edit this. Total, say total amount. Total underscore amount. Save. Right. Now let me go to the banks. Here we have the bank. Right. Now if I refresh this, see what happens. In the detail page, I'm getting all the roll-up summaries, roll-up summary of the transaction. For example, here, as we discussed, SDFC. What's the count of SDFC? 2, right? So here we have number of transaction is 2, right? Which we used using count, right? Which we created using count. Again, we discussed something called minimum, right? Minimum value is 25. That's what we got, right? Maximum value is 50. That's what we got. Maximum, right? Here, sum 75. That's what we got. 75, right? Right. Now, let me go to the other, for example, SBI. SBI, we have 3 count, right? 100 is the minimum, right? Maximum is 200. And the total amount is 450 as discussed, right? Now here if you see ICICI, here the count is 1, minimum, maximum, and sum is also 1000, right? Now if someone asks you the definition of roll-up summary, roll-up summary is a read-only field. Read-only field. Ante, what does it mean by read-only? Anyone?
Can't be edited.
Right. It cannot be edited. Okay. For example, nice. For example, if you see this, there is a pen icon here, right? There's a pen icon. If I double click on it, I can able to edit this. Okay. But here, these are not editable. You cannot edit this fields. This is something like your auto number, which will generate automatically. Okay. These are also known as read-only field or the display fields. Display, right? Display fields which contain the data or the summary or the details of the childs in a parent object I believe it's clear now. Rollup summary is a read-only field or display field which contains the data or the summary or the details of a child in a parent object. Of a child in a parent object. Right? Now, note, we cannot create if there is the relationship between parent and child is lookup. We cannot create roll-up summary if the relationship is lookup relationship. Now, if you see this above, you got one more difference, right? You got in this above table, you got one more difference, right? What is the difference? Cannot create
roll-up summary.
roll-up summaries. Here can create right roll-up summaries. Right. Here, this is also an important point. If they ask you to define, if they ask you to tell the difference, this is an important point along with these three. Serial number, and we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We got total 8 differences, right? We got total 8 differences. Okay, today please go through these notes, okay? And I have given one new project in the group. I have just posted the new project in the group. Please go through this that project as well. Create the fields right from the application. Create the application, objects, and fields by tomorrow. Okay, create the application, object, fields by tomorrow in that new project. Okay. Any questions, people? Any questions?
No.
Huh? Confusion ఉందా? చేస్తూ వస్తుంది. Any questions? Any questions on the relationships? I believe we are clear in the relationships, right? Are we clear?
Yeah.
Yes. Someone?
Yes, yes. లుకప్ లో మనకి అదే రికార్డ్ ఓనర్ డిఫరెంట్ ఉండొచ్చా?
Record owner.
ఎస్ ఎస్
Obviously.
ఎస్ ఎస్ ఇట్ కెన్ బి డిఫరెంట్ రైట్?
అంటే పేరెంట్ రికార్డ్ ఓనర్ డిఫరెంట్ గా ఉండొచ్చా అని అడుగుతున్నా, అంతే కదా? ఎస్ ఎస్ రికార్డ్ ఓనర్ కెన్ బి డిఫరెంట్. అగైన్ మీరు ఆ రికార్డ్ ని పెట్టగలుగుతున్నారు అంటే మీరు ఆ రికార్డ్ ని చూడగలుగుతున్నారు. That will cover in the security part. But to clarify your answer, parent record owner can be different user.
Okay, okay.
Any other questions?